back to our series, Our Two Eyes Open.
So excited to be here.
So excited. And honestly, like the nerves have just kind of like gone off a little bit. So
if you bared with us for the first little episode, thank you, because
we're warming up. We're warming up.
Yeah.
And we hope you guys are warming up to us. So this is we're a good time. And
I'm going to say this so many times. We're a good time. Trust me.
Yeah. We're trying to convince ourselves a little bit too as we say that, but it's okay. No, not really. You know, I think because we feel a little bit more comfortable, Natalie and I were just talking and we were thinking like, what can we share next about us? Mm-hmm. And something that really defines us is motherhood. And so our children, our stories,
our experiences of pregnancy, deliveries, post baby bodies.
Yeah. All the things.
We're like, you know what? Let's make our first like after introduction. Let's talk about it, because I feel like, yes, a lot of people do talk about motherhood, but everybody has different experiences. And the most important part is being open.
Yeah. Being open, being honest, and maybe even being like an example to someone in the future. I think that's
which we give what we're going to probably, by the way, none of this is scripted. So we talk as we go. So whatever we're going to talk about, it's literally what happened to us.
Yeah. It's just going to come on out. And honestly, like as I was thinking about this too, I remember, so like we'll backtrack, right? Like, so my oldest is 11, Aubrey. And I was a senior, my last semester of college when I found out I was pregnant. So just like disclaimer, not probably like ideal, right? Yeah. Like being in college, wasn't married yet, had a boyfriend for a really long time. Just being
and I'm going to add this in here. Like her parents have been married a lifetime. No, I mean, like for real. Love La Señora Diana, Señor Jose, but they married a lifetime. So her example, and
exactly.
My parents are divorced, right? So I had a different example. But her example is you get married. Yeah. You then buy a house and you have a baby.
Yeah.
So I totally understood where she was coming from when she first told me she was pregnant. And also it's like her parents are hardworking people. They put all their kids through college. And also your concern, right? At the time it was like senior year, you know?
What am I doing? I don't have it. Like I figured out my life, but now it feels like I have to unfigure it out. I like new plan, all the things, right? And when I really thought about it, I think the hardest part in that time was not having someone that I could look to for an example. Because to your point, my parents were like an R, and I love them, like such a great example of like doing the things ideally, right? And so I didn't have anyone in my life. There was no friends.
Yeah, no, you were the first one to have a baby. And we were all like, we're going to be tias. Oh my gosh, how exciting. But I understand you're the one changing the diapers.
And then I'm like the third in my family. So I didn't have older brother or sister to like see their example either.
Yeah.
And
so she's a baby and she had the first baby.
And I had the first baby. Yeah. And so that was really hard. And so if there's anyone watching, like, you know, that's going through that, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Like life will throw curveballs. Too many.
I think if in her scenario, if the most important thing I think, and I'm going to speak for you, I'm sorry. It's like, if you take anything from it, it's like being too young. We're not condoning teen pregnancies, but I'm just saying like she was 21, 22.
21,
21, you know, that's young.
Yeah.
That is very young to have a child.
Yeah.
So if you're out there and maybe that happened to you already and your child's already grown and that's great. Or maybe, you know, you're in that last year of college or you had a plan to travel the world or something.
Yeah.
And you get you get pregnant, you get, I was going to say a blessing.
A blessing.
It is a blessing. You know, I understand.
Dicen que soy bendecida. Just saying.
Yeah. I mean, people have different opinions, but I think it's a blessing, right? So, you know, it's don't be scared of the unknown, because I always say this all the time. Yeah. Kids grow.
And
fast.
Like, it's so easy to say it now, right? 11 years have passed, and it's so easy to say it now, but I can guarantee you that like things happen for a reason. And like, if you're just open to it, and if you just have hopefully a best friend too.
Oh yeah. I remember she drove down from Austin. Because she went to UT Austin and I stayed here in Houston for college. And she drove down and we went to City Center. Yeah. And we were just having dinner and she was like, what do I do? And I'm like, what do you mean, what do you do?
Yeah.
Nothing. Now you're going to have this is me because I'm, again,
you're cuckoo.
I was like, oh my gosh, your pregnancy photo shoot. Yeah. I have the perfect idea. Yeah. You got to do this and you got to that. And then she's over here like, I am trying to figure out how to feed the baby.
Yeah. You know? And again, like you're such a good balance to me because you're like the fun, the things are going to happen. I am the like planner, I think, organized in certain ways. And because it wasn't part of my plan, right?
Yeah, your plan was to go to New York and be in fashion marketing and all these things. And then it's just like little Miss Aubrey just comes along. Hello.
I think that's like the funny part too, is like I went for a degree that I thought I was going to be like a fashion buyer, right?
And you would have, it's just your life.
LA or New York. And like my boyfriend, now husband at the time, like definitely was going to stay in Texas, definitely was going to probably stay in Houston. And so there was this like uncertainty too of like what's going to happen. And I don't know, like things happen for a reason, but that was mine. We'll talk about yours now because we could go forever.
Yeah. So my pregnancy, I got married. My first husband, I'm divorced. I got married. We were planning to have a baby. Yep. We got pregnant with the baby. And I was still very young. I was 23. Yeah. But I mean, it was planned and it was scheduled and everything, but obviously it didn't work out. Yeah. We're going to talk about divorce and separations in another episode because I feel like that would take away from being pregnant and like being a mom. So we're going to talk about that.
I do want to say though that like, you know, as maybe put together that we look, or maybe some people think we look put together. It's us being so honest, right? Like, okay, pregnancy before marriage, right?
Like, but you're still with Kevin, and look at me. I planned the baby. I'm
divorced. And so
life is crazy.
Life is crazy and things happen. And I don't know. I feel like there's no shame anymore. I think that's like the funny part is that maybe when you're going through it, you feel like this shame, right?
Yeah, or absolutely.
Like
you might have felt the shame of being pregnant before having marriage, but I obviously feel the divorce shame.
Yeah, right. And like,
because I made that decision, so it's so exactly. As a mom, my shame was that I'm taking something away from my child.
Exactly. And so I think like there's parts of that life that maybe you don't see someone from the outside.
We don't speak to anybody about that, actually.
Or each other.
No, to anybody like outside or like, everybody's going to see this.
I know. You know? I know.
But we speak it to ourselves over and over.
But I think that's the part where, again, like, you know, kind of back to like our first episode too, or our first series is that, you know, I'm so glad that time passed because we can sit here and say like to anyone that may be going through that, like, don't feel the shame. Don't feel it. Don't let it get to you. Don't let other people get to you. Like you'll look back at it in the future and think like,
thank God.
Oh, thank God that happened. Like, thank God that happened. So yeah.
You know what? And this is spontaneous. We're going to use this word shame in this entire episode or series. Yeah. Because shame also comes from your body when you're pregnant.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
For example, you know, when you're pregnant and you're gaining the weight and your body starts changing and then you deliver this baby and hopefully have a great delivery. I mean, but then there's shame in like the way you look after your baby.
I know.
I felt it so badly.
I felt it. And
it scarred me.
I know. I feel like a lot of the times people sort of talk about it, but they don't really talk about like, not only are you not yourself for 9 months, then you're not yourself for at least 9 more months, or more. And really it's like 10 months and 10 months, right? Yeah. But it's just like so much more to that because then like the body that you once had, which, hey, by all means, like I think we look better now, maybe because we're more confident and like assured of ourselves.
Yeah. We also know that we can go back. We also know that our bodies can go up and down the whole time. So you know what? Why am I going to be stuck in the up? Or no. Let's get stuck in the up. Take it back. They can't edit this, so they can't take it back. But anyways, we're gonna start in the down, and you can go up. Yeah, because like my experience is shame, and I've shared this with you, obviously. Yeah, it's like, you know, I want this baby. I'm so happy to have this baby, but I couldn't wait for the baby to come out because I could weigh myself every day like a true millennial, watching Victoria's Secret models pop babies out and they just have like the abs.
I know.
And they're like walking the catwalk.
I know.
And I just look like a big old flob when I gave birth.
But don't you feel like now, right? Because like now we're hopefully a little bit more mature. But don't you feel like, man, that was such wasted time because you should have.
I am mad and upset at myself about that. And that's why I was not like that with my second child. Yeah. And my advice to anybody that gets pregnant, and I've told this to people, do not focus on your body because it will come back. Yeah. And I'm mad at myself because I was so hard on myself. I cried when I gave birth and I looked at myself in the mirror.
So sad.
And I was just like, what is this?
So real.
Que fea. I was like, no, I was saying to myself, and you know, I would never in a million years speak to myself like that.
I know.
Again, and I never have since then.
Well, also like, I mean, you know this, but like our words have such power.
Manifestation.
Yeah. We've witnessed it. We've seen it happen.
Look, it's happening right now.
We know like all the things. And it's so much easier said than done. Yeah. But like
at the time too.
At the time, like just enjoy every moment because it's so quick. It's so fast.
And I love being pregnant.
I know.
I loved it. And it's so sad that a lot of the months towards the end of my pregnancy, I was more concerned about the way I looked.
Yeah.
Than the fact that.
Or like thinking about how quick can I get back? Or like how, like what can I do?
All I cared about was like the oils. And I want the cocoa thing. And then I would look at, let's be real. I would look at my boobs and I was like, ¿qué pasó? I was like, my boobs are like deformed.
I know. It was horrible. But it was also beautiful. Like it was horrible.
And I wish I could go back.
I know.
I wish I could, if I could go back. Yeah. I've grown so much to know that those were special times that I should have enjoyed more.
I also think, and this is maybe just like in our psychology era that we're in.
Let's go deep root. Okay, go for it.
We're going to go deep root. Is that, do you think, and I feel like yes, but do you think that how you're feeling in the moment and what you're thinking affects the baby that's in there? Like, come
this
on.
is anatomy and physiology. Psychology ya pasó el nivel. No, anatomy and physiology. I know.
Right?
I know it does.
Right?
And I know it. That's what makes you feel bad too.
Yeah. And I think too, like after is like the hardest part. And so then
when you still look pregnant after you had the baby?
Yeah. And so when you're like nursing or like with the baby and you're thinking these things or like your like energy, I know nursing was really hard. I know. But like all that stuff, I'm like, that affects the baby too. And so like, again, it's easier said than done.
Enjoy it.
But whether your pregnancy was planned or not planned, just really enjoy it. Now, okay, that's all pregnancy, all the fun stuff. But
they don't tell you about being a mom.
After? Yeah. What about after with the babies?
When the babies are born, you have this euphoria because you just met this human. And I can guarantee you, your heart quadruples. Like your soul, like a piece of your soul just goes out of your body.
Like the Grinch.
Yeah. It's crazy. So you feel this love, but the love comes with exhaustion.
I know.
Like never before. But let alone now that we have passed it.
Yeah.
The sleepless nights, all those things. Then comes the
toddler phase, the parenting part. And it's so funny because, and I'm not just saying this because hopefully my parents are watching, but hopefully my parents are watching.
My parents don't know English. They're just going to and, let it go and totally not understand what I'm saying.
They can translate maybe. They can translate underneath.
Okay.
But anyways.
Technology.
You and I have had this moment so many times at dinner, brunches, your house, whatever, is like, there's been moments where I understand my parents now.
Especially
where I'm like,
so we talk about the baby, giving birth to the baby. The babies don't talk. You control them. They don't have TVs. They have nothing because they're babies.
Yeah.
So again, we're millennial generation. So our kids now, they're in either the gap from 7 to 11 or 12. Yeah. And they get access to things.
Yeah.
And when nobody tells you about it's how scary.
Or
how
social media, which is another thing that a whole nother episode.
I could rant
on
this. Even though I'm doing a podcast on social media. Whatever. Okay.
It's okay.
Wait, what does it say? Do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah. Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. But the motherhood part of it, the worry.
So the
word worrying.
Yeah.
And I know God says not to worry, but how can I not worry? They're out there.
Yeah. And I think it's so funny because we both obviously have Hispanic moms. And so there was rules and regulations and all those things growing up. Rightfully so now.
No, oh yeah. I want to be worse.
So I want to be worse than them. I know.
My mom didn't let me do my eyebrows and cut my hair and do nothing until I was 15. I couldn't shave my leg because the whole quinceañera situation that, Hispanic people go through. Now I'm like, I think that was fair.
I think that was fair. I want to do it.
But at the time I was like, I hate her.
I couldn't listen to the radio. I couldn't watch movies.
Your mom is watching this. She trusts me. You were perverted in my house. But my family's Cuban and they were like, shake it, salsa, merengue. But you're
strict.
No, not super strict. Because they were right.
I know. But it's there's moments where now I think I totally understand and I get it. And I've actually said it to Aubrey. So, my oldest is 11. My second is 7, almost 8. And I feel like because she was the first, maybe she's growing up with me. She's right? She's growing up with me. And so I've had moments 100%. Where I said to her, I'm like, look, remember this moment because hopefully in the future you'll remember and you'll thank me later. And I remember those moments with my mom. Yeah.
No. I agree. And you have your first as a girl.
Yeah.
And my first is a boy. And so if you can tell by our personalities, you can imagine what our kids are like. So parenting my personality has been difficult because, for example, my son's very, very honest, but like to the point of brutality. To where I'm like, honey, you could have just, like me, you could have just sip it. And so sometimes, but he's still very innocent because he's, I don't want to say that boys are slower, but boys are not really
his
into
honesty.
that.
I really appreciate his honesty because
he's real.
He's real. And whatever happened, he's going to tell you what happened.
Oh, yeah.
And there's no fabrication. There's no trying to change the story. It is.
No, he takes accountability.
Or I didn't do it. Like 100%. Yeah. He's like, I did it. And so.
But the part of parenting, it's like, Aubrey, which is my goddaughter, she's so smart. She picks up on things. She's so put together. And my son's a little bit, even though he's honest and all that stuff, he's still a little bit more like innocent because he's a boy. He's more concerned about boy things. And I feel like girls, maybe because maybe we do have a sixth sense and it just comes with us.
I don't know.
She can pick up on things like
so maturely.
Yeah. And so that means that she could eventually be exposed to other things that you don't want her to. So that motherhood of worrying is there like at all the times.
Yeah. And then
they don't tell you that.
No, they don't say that. And like my second is a boy. And so like you said, like things are definitely different. Yeah. And he's also just like maybe not into like the adult things either. He's just like totally a kid.
They love it.
La La Land, like all this stuff. But I will say that with motherhood, I feel like one of the things I've learned for sure is that it's okay to not be perfect. Like, because, we talk about like, oh, trauma, or, oh, they're going to have this, or, oh, they're going to remember that, or like,
because we're the growth generation, right? I mean, this is what they say on social media. I can't confirm it until our kids are grown up. Honestly, they're the only ones that can confirm it. But they say that millennials, that we want to like, but don't get it twisted. We're still going to punish you because we're not going to be like free goers, but we're still going to talk to you before we go that extra mile.
Yeah.
Where, our parents are like, you're going to do this because I pay the bills.
Yeah.
You're going to do this because I do that. And we're trying to find the balance between the way we're raised. Which,
while you live under my roof,
but I agree. College, good people. We're honest. We don't steal. We don't rob banks. We're fine.
We're fine. Not
that robbing bank is bad. I don't judge people. Just kidding.
Natalie.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know who's watching. What if they're watching this somewhere else and it's funny?
Natalie, this is a Natalie-ism for sure. And one of the reasons why I was skeptical to having a podcast years ago was I was like, you're going to get us canceled. Like, you're going to get us canceled. But I love it. I appreciate it.
I'm going to try not to get us canceled. Very hard. I'm really going to try.
I know. It's okay.
Shut up.
It's okay. I think, no, it's fine. Natalie-isms are totally a thing. I probably have things too.
Yeah, there's so many things.
There's
so many things we can say that we can put on shirts. We've always said this. See, we always say things, but we don't really like, until now we're executing.
Now, we're going to execute. We're going to execute. You're going to see the shirts or something.
Yeah,
we'll see.
Like funny things that come out of my mouth or come out of your mouth. Yeah. But I think, what do you think is the most, not going back to this, that we're talking about motherhood stuff, like, because again, we're going to spiral things out. What do you think is the most rewarding? Because I know there's sacrifice in everything.
I think the biggest reward
now, because maybe our kids will grow up and we'll change it, but
I feel like it definitely has different phases of it, right?
Yeah.
Of like, and this too, like we've changed careers or like things like that happen. But I think the biggest reward is, again, like not feeling like you have to be perfect. Like if you understand that and know it and really run with it, you can have those genuine relationships with your kids.
Yeah.
Like I've done things where I'm like, I did that right. And then I think about it, I'm like, that was wrong. And so I go ask like for forgiveness.
Oh, I know.
And I'm like, forgive me. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry that
we're
stressed. We have we have careers. We're not just, we want to be stay-at-home moms. Just kidding. No. Our husbands, hello. No, I'm just kidding. No, are we? No, we're not. Anyways, but we work.
We teeter.
Oh, yeah.
We teeter. We joke, we teter.
Because the thing about it is, it's like we have careers and we are full-blown working moms, trying to climbing the corporate ladder and all these things. So, imagine the stress of like working and having that responsibility. And it's not like we are doing like easy roles.
Yeah.
They're kind of complex.
Yeah.
And then when you get home to the kids, and sometimes you feel guilty because you're like, you just snap and you're like, pero bueno, o sea, I told you 2 times to wait. And so you think you're teaching them manners.
Yeah.
But you're really just projecting.
You're projecting.
And I'm so guilty of that at times.
I'm so guilty of it. And so I feel like that's the most rewarding piece is like knowing that I'm learning and I'm growing and showing them that you can do that, because I will say, like, again, like nothing against like older generation or anything like that.
No,
but
they were harder.
But we didn't have those.
No.
We didn't have
Te
those.
mereciste el golpe. So you deserve the spanking.
And you better enjoy it.
Oh, see, and you talk back and double the spanking. You're like, yes, ma'am.
And I feel like, you know, had I known this earlier, maybe I'd be a different person. Who knows? Maybe not. But I feel like trying to share that with our kids now is so good. So that's my biggest reward for sure. What's yours?
So I think my biggest rewards now that I get to enjoy, and I'm sure we're always going to do this. I'm sure you do it too, because we're so similar in these things. So we talk about it all the time. It's like whenever I get to ask JJ, what do you think about me as a mom?
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Are you first?
Yeah.
Are you happy you picked me as a mom?
Yeah.
Or like, you know, and I can't do it with Emma because she's 2, right?
Yeah.
But when I get to ask those questions,
yeah.
And then sometimes I even ask, do you think I'm too hard on you?
Yeah.
And you know, kids are so, like, it's just a perfect example, like children.
Yeah.
If you give love, they love you back, and it's so rewarding, because I ask those questions and I ask him, what's your favorite thing about me? Oh, that you give me a kiss. And you know, my thing is gonna be like, I think his favorite thing about me is gonna be that I take him on vacations.
Yeah.
Because that's what I like to give him. I'm like, oh, I want to give him this experience, take him to another country. And you know, he would just be like, no, it's when you kiss me, or when you do coquillas. When you do coquillas on my back, because he loves for me to do coquillas on his back.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's your favorite thing? Oh, okay, that's so cute.
That's so cute.
And that's loving. So it's rewarding, but they need so little yet so much.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes we overcomplicate it too. Like, I love...
Because we want to be good.
We want to be...
There's no parent that wants to fail. I find that hard to believe. That
and I think every parent wants to do more than what they had, maybe, right? And not even in a sense of like not appreciating what you had, because we do, even though we didn't come from like, you know...
No, our parents weren't taking us... No.
We didn't go on all
those
those
vacations. Your mom was not taking you to some dance trips all over the world
Yeah.
or the country.
Yeah.
And, you know, my mom and dad were working really hard to...
We appreciate all the things.
Absolutely.
But I think like as parents, you just naturally, hopefully always want to do something more. Or like feel like that you can or try. It's so funny because my son, Gavin, is like the most loving in that way. Like, I won't even be thinking about anything mushy gushy or whatever. And he'll just like randomly come up to me and be like, I just love you so much, and just like hug and all the things. And you're just like, you think the girl would sometimes be like that. And it's like the boy that like loves on mommy, you know?
No, I boys are definitely more affectionate.
Yeah.
And more like touchy. Girls are, I feel, well, I mean, my daughter is too, so I don't know yet, but I'll tell you what, when she sees those Amazon boxes delivered, I can tell her affection is gift. Because she's like, Mio, Emma. I'm like, oh, like she's getting excited. And JJ is very like, he's not into that.
Just,
he's more like in lovey-dovey and things like that.
Yeah.
But I think the most important I can take away from being a mother, and motherhood in general, it's that you can always grow because your kids grow, generations grow.
Yeah.
It is okay to worry.
Yeah.
But don't let it consume you.
100%.
You know, I always, you know, because we're always going to worry. And I'm not even saying like physical worrying, right? Because I'm going to worry my kid goes outside and play, because everybody knows the world we're living. But I also worry like, oh, you know.
Am I doing this okay? Am I doing enough?
Am I doing this? Am I going to cause like a
trauma.
core memory? And the word core memory, it traumatized me. I'm like, okay, I don't want to cause that core memory.
I know.
Or I don't want to like scar him for life because I'm like, you know, things like that.
Yeah.
But it's great. I think if you have a good heart, there's no book or explanation. And I think your role model should be your parents, whether negative or positive. You can take from your parents what you liked and what you didn't like, and you can do your thing.
That's a really good point, because, you know, we talked about maybe like our pregnancies weren't ideal cases, but then we've said like our parents were ideal. But some people have like the flip opposite, right? Like they didn't have ideal upbringing, but then they had like their fantasy or imagination of what their family could be like in the future. So that's okay too. You know, like learning from where you came from, whether it was good or bad, and just like moving through it. But again, I think the best thing is to hopefully try to find someone that can give you that advice, or a place that you can feel comfortable. Like obviously we had each other. Like, we had each other. And so that experience would have been totally different if I didn't have you as a friend during it. And
nobody judging. Espérate. We're going to have to go through this. The people that always say their kids are perfect.
Yeah.
They say, I love you. We see you. Pero bueno, it's not real. So I feel like with us, in whoever's watching, it's a safe space to say, no, we're not perfect moms. Our kids are also not perfect kids. There's times where they're going to do things or have done things, you know,
for sure,
that are difficult to deal with. Pregnancy is not easy. Delivery, we didn't dug into deliveries because our deliveries were very easy.
Ours were, I mean, my first was really easy. The second wasn't. And so like, that's normal too. Like you would think like sometimes the first would be harder or longer and then they get easier as they go. That's what I thought. I was like, oh, well, it was only 4 hours or 5 hours with the first.
You already have something to compare.
The next one's going to be 30 minutes. Like we're going to like wrap this up.
I popped my kids out. They're like, gone. You know, the doctor's literally like, one of the nurse when I was to Emma was like, hey, doctor, I'm not going to say his name, was like, you need to refund her. Because he was still sitting down and my daughter was like, her head was out, like the neck. And I was like, you got to help her. I mean, I don't know. I could like touch it. Oh God. It's different. So I don't really want to hear this, but I was like, oh my gosh, because we had natural births, I was able to do that. I know C-section, it's harder. It's harder.
Or like complications happen or whatever, right? But I think like, I don't know. I'm just so happy that again, we have like our friendship, we have our family and everything, but that we are moms together and like,
and I love it.
And I hope that because we do things with like our kids all the time too. Like we
fun. I take JJ to Africa, please. He was he was a good time.
But we also do things with our kids. We tried the zoo and that's like not a highly recommend, but I think
it's because we live in Houston, my friend, and the parking is ridiculous.
It's so hot and no one enjoys really seeing.
But we do stuff with our kids all the time. We're going to have our kids out at the pool on Saturday.
But, you know, I think like I'm just like so appreciative that we have that. And again, like if it wasn't ideal, things weren't happening.
You're going to be fine.
You're going to be fine. And
life is amazing.
Life is amazing. And to like look forward to life. Look forward to like the next day for sure.
Yep.
Yeah. So, peak and pit, right?
Yes. Okay. So motherhood peak.
Yeah.
Obviously my children telling me they love me.
Yeah.
Or like kissing me.
Yeah.
My pit is I would go back and tell Natalie, whatever you want to call me, Natalie in the mirror when I gave birth and I looked at myself in the hospital, I would slap her. Be like, Cállate, you're going to be perfect and you're going to be just fine. Enjoy your body and enjoy what's happening. Like, that's my pit because I should have been embracing my child, but I was embracing that I didn't like the way I looked. So that makes me sad.
Yeah.
I didn't do that with my second born. So at least I learned.
At least you learned. Yeah. I think for me, my peak is having 2 children that are similar but so different. It's actually really fun. Yeah. And it's like,
they're great.
It's great because then I can be different too. Like that's the part too that people don't tell you is that you don't have to parent each child the same. You parent according to the kid. Yeah. I find it fun because I'm like, ooh, well, this didn't work with that one. Let's try it over here with this one.
The psychology. Yeah. The psychologist in you wants to work it out.
I'm like, ooh, let's work it out. So I like having 2 very different children and like viewpoints. And it makes me like, I don't know, excited and like look forward to their life, you know, and their differences. My pit would be, I would say in the beginning with like my first child, because things weren't ideal, I was trying so hard to make my life ideal that I feel like it flew by and I actually can't really remember those first 2 years because I was like working so hard and like trying to finish school and then like trying to plan a wedding and trying to that like it's really a blur. And
you didn't stop and smell the roses.
Yeah. And I feel like if it wasn't for videos like this and pictures, I don't think I'd have memory because Kevin literally tells me things and I'm like,
that didn't happen.
I'm like, huh? What? Which apartment? He's like, the one we lived in for over a year. And I'm like, we did? Like, it's so weird. So that's my pit is just like, again, embrace it, enjoy it. It goes by so fast.
Yeah, and
take pictures and videos if you can because you'll want them in the future. Yeah, for sure. So that is our second series.
Yeah, I hope we got a little bit of everything out and you get to know us a little bit more. But yeah, this was fun. This is fun.
Yeah, this is fun.
This is motherhood and it's one of the most important things in our life.
Absolutely.